What's going on, y'all? Just making sure my live stream is set up. What's going on? I hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to Coach's Classroom. If you are joining for the first time, welcome. Welcome to my space. Welcome to a place where we are learning and growing and doing what I call living a lifetime of wellness. And so that's taking care of ourselves um, pretty much in three main areas: physically, mentally, and socially, emotionally. So, welcome to my space. Um, you know, traditionally, I am a middle school teacher, I'm a middle school educator. I've been working with middle schoolers now for Phew, going on 15 years, right? And so I spent a lot of time educating middle schoolers, educating young people. But the thing about that is that that has come from understanding and reflecting on the things that I've gone through in my life, the experiences that I've had. And so, for me, being a educator, I also think of myself as being a mentor, being someone that can be there for young people and can help them navigate those difficult times in their lives, those times where they're feeling unsure. There's times where they have choices that they have to make, decisions that they have to make with those choices, and then ultimately have to be able to live with those consequences. So I'm super excited. What's up? What's up, y'all? Good evening. Good evening. How are you? Good, good. So, welcome to the weekly focus call. Tonight, we are going to be just talking about mentorship and the importance of mentorship. And so, thank you for joining me tonight. We do have a couple other people that'll be on. But what I'm going to do is just, yep, you're muted for now. Awesome. And I'm just going to kind of share a little bit just about mentorship. And then if you have anything that you want to share, go ahead and share right in the chat and I can answer for you. Um, and so, today we're talking about mentorship, and mentorship is one of those things where we don't really recognize the people that we have in our lives that can have a positive effect on who we are as people. We don't recognize that they can have a large impact on our lives, and so we just go through life sometimes not really appreciating the relationships that we have, the things that people are sharing with us. And so today I just want to talk about mentorship because we're getting to the end of the school year, right? Um, for a lot of kids, they go through the whole school year, assuming that they're going to learn everything they need to learn, that they are going to acquire all the information that they need to acquire. And a lot of times, my mentor told me one time, the biggest cost to me, or the biggest cost to anybody is what you don't know. And so, the reason I'm talking about mentorship today is because I want young people to be able to seek out information, to learn to seek out information from other people, right? Um, growing up, I had a lot of different mentors, people that played a role in my life, and I didn't really recognize then, and I'm sure they didn't recognize the type of role, right? The type of effect that they would have on me. And so I want you to think about who are the people in your life right now that you engage with on a regular basis that impart wisdom on you, that you feel to be trustworthy, that you feel to be reliable, that you feel are people who are sharing things that are making you to be a better person. And I want you to begin to think about those people, right? And then as you think about those people, I want you to begin thinking about how much effort do you put into building those relationships, right? Sometimes, for some kids, it may be, a specific teacher in school. You know, a lot of kids, they go to school, and because school only emphasizes, for the most part, how are you doing in math and reading, right? Do you know how to do math? Do you know how to read on grade level? These are all the things that I hear as an educator. And so a lot of times kids are paying attention to the academics and not necessarily who the teachers are that can have an effect on other areas of their character, right? And so, you know, I want you to be thinking about, who are the people that have that type of effect on my life? Who are the people that are often teaching me things that are going to help shape what I call the three selves: your self concept, how you view yourself, right? Your self esteem, how you feel about yourself, and then also your self efficacy, the belief in what you can do, right? So who are those people? Because those are the people that you want to consider mentors. Now, I'm also going to say this, right? I'm also going to say this. Mentors come in all shapes and sizes. And I'm saying this because, you know, as we get older, as we get into middle school, as we get into high school, we're going to have mentors for different areas of our lives. You know, I had teachers, people growing up. You know, I remember having a Spanish teacher, and that Spanish teacher held me to high standards for my character, and treated me like a young man. But I also had other teachers who challenged my intellect, right? They saw more in me than what I saw in myself. And so those teachers challenged my intellect. And so I want you to think about, who are those people? Who are the people that challenge you, right? Who are the people that um, are thinking about, how can I help this individual? How can I help whoever's in my life right now to be the best version of themselves? You know, as an educator, I'll be honest with you, it's it's tough because I see a lot of kids who don't have the resources that they need to be successful. You know, I see a lot of kids who ultimately need just a little push from someone who believes in them, right? From someone who sees that they have potential that they haven't tapped into yet, right? And so I think that there's so many kids in that situation. It could be you. You could be one of them. You could be somebody who is like, you know what? I feel like God, you know, has something special for me. I feel like God has given me some gifts, but I don't quite know how to tap into them yet. I don't quite know, you know, where to go from here. If that's you, definitely type it in the chat, right? If that's you, go ahead and put a me. Like, I knew that was me growing up. I knew that I was a kid that God, you know, had some plans for, but I didn't quite know how to tap into that because I didn't know to go get a mentor. I didn't know to continually to seek out relationships that would benefit me, that would grow me in a number of ways, right? Um, Mentorship's like a cheat code. Mentorship is a cheat code. Um, when I think about how many times people have tried to impart wisdom on me, because I was so full of myself, because I really believe, like, yo, I know this. Mom, you can't tell me I already know this, right? That I got used to doing that. I got used to believing that I was the smartest person in the room. I got used to believing that, you know, because I was a bright kid, that no one could tell me anything. And that prevented me from growing, because it prevented me from seeing other people for who they were, right? I had personality conflicts with people because I just didn't want to listen. And I think there's so many young people that are going through that right now. I'm feeling myself. I'm getting a little bit older. I'm getting a little bit wiser. I'm starting to feel myself a little bit. And we aren't always listening to the information that adults are sharing with us that are going to shape our lives, right? Adults are a wealth of information, right? Um, but I think that a mentor is more than just information. It's the development of a relationship. And so I encourage everyone to get a mentor. I encourage everyone to find someone that they trust, right? So I think trustworthy, being reliable, right? Do you have someone that you know is going to answer your call or your email or your text when you send it? Do you have someone who is empathetic? Someone who is going to um, relate to your feelings, who's going to try to understand not just who you are, but where you are in your life, the things that you've gone through, right? I think that those are all really important parts of a mentor. And so here's a couple things that I want to remind you, our young people. The summertime is an opportunity for growth, but a lot of kids, they take it for granted. They take the time that they have to be able to grow, to be able to try new things for granted. And so the first thing that I'm going to suggest uh, for you, for any young person that's going to come across this, is to find 2 to 3 new things that you're going to try this summer. It could be something that you want to try one time, right? It might be a place that you want to go. Maybe you've never been to the zoo, or you've never been to a museum, or, something, right? But open up your mind, right? Try something new, right? This is me being a mentor for my young people right now. I'm suggesting that this summer, for you to become the best version of yourself, there are some things that you need to do. And it might be pick something that you are going to try at least one time, right? Pick another activity that's going to be ongoing. So a skill that you may want to develop over time, right? And then the third thing is pick one person that you want to develop a relationship with. It could be uh, a friend that you admire. It could be an adult in your life. It could be a teacher that you're like, hey, let me get this teacher's phone number or email address. Um, it could be a business person in your neighborhood. It could be a neighbor. Find someone that you can obtain information from. Remember, 1 plus 1 equals 2. So if you take the information that you have and you add it to the information that someone else has, you create new information. You do what we call synthesize. You create a new pathway in your mind, and you learn more. And so take time to do that. One, try something that you are going to do one time. Two, I want you to try something that you are going to do over and over again. So it might be a new skill, right? The first one might be a place that you're going to go. And then finally, the last thing is find someone that you are going to develop a relationship with. I think these three things are going to help you to grow, to identify skills and things that you've maybe never done before, and then hopefully help you to grow into the person that you truly want to be. And so trying new things is certainly a great way to develop what I call our self-concept. So this is what I want you to do right now. Type in the chat, tell me one thing that you want to try this summer, right? If you're seeing this right now, if you're on YouTube, type in the chat one thing you're going to try this summer. If you're on my Zoom, I want you to type in the chat one thing that you are going to try this summer, or one thing you want to try this summer. Do that for me. Um, One thing that I am going to do and commit to doing this summer is hiking more. Getting outside and having just a little bit of a hiking routine. One of those, I think that's one of those things that's going to help me to be the best version of myself. And so, I really enjoy the outdoors. I really enjoy um, being outside. Awesome. Walking. Good, good, good. And so what I'm going to say is that if you just shared, right? So we got walking right here. And so what I would say is attach a goal to that walking, right? So if you have something, I want you to attach a goal. So say, how often are you going to walk and when? And then stick to it. It's the small things, right? It's sticking to the small things and making promises to ourselves and keeping those promises that help us to grow. Because it's like, if I can't keep a promise to myself, if I don't stick to what I say I'm going to do for myself, then how's God going to do that? Then how are other people in my life going to do that if I can't keep promises to myself, right? So if I say that I'm going to be hiking, or if I say I'm going to be walking, I got to attach a time to that. Know when I'm going to do it, where I'm going to do it, why I'm doing it, because those are the things that are going to keep that activity important to me, right? Um, why am I walking? Because I care about wanting to live a long life. Why am I hiking? Because I care about wanting to live a long life so that I can be there for my kids, for my daughter, for my wife, whoever, right? Like those are the reasons why I do those things. And so if you're saying that, hey, this is something I want to tackle over the summer, if you're saying, hey, this is something I want to do over the summer, then why? Attach a why to that, right? Hey, you know what? Uh, I'm going to walk because I care about my physical health and I want to take care of myself, right? I was talking to my students the other day about um, how much I hated doing my summer reading, right? I hated doing summer reading over the summer. I didn't feel like I wanted to waste my time, quote unquote, waste my time doing this. But what I realized is a couple things. Um, Sometimes the brain needs time to just chill. And so, one thing the summer reading forced me to do was to slow down as a teen, slow my mind down just a little bit, right? Learn to relax, know when it was appropriate to, uh, you know, go out and be energetic, and when I had to turn that down and be a little bit more mature and handle my responsibilities. The other thing was that I I learned to love to read and express myself a little later in life. But I also recognize that if I would have committed to some of those skills earlier in life, that as an adult, um, you are much more comfortable. You're much more further ahead. And so, the we're the sum total of our life experiences, and so we cannot get back the days or the way the information was going to be delivered on that particular day when we chose not to pay attention in school or when we chose not to give our best effort in that thing. And so it's important that we always are trying to give our best effort. We're always trying to do what we can. We're always trying to be the best version of ourselves, because that is going to ensure that whatever experience we're having at that moment is beneficial for the future. We can do something over here and just kind of not be thinking about it, not internalizing it, and then we don't get the most out of it, right? I kind of think about sometimes church. People fall asleep in church all the time. Well, guess what? If you fell asleep, you just missed the word. God can't work on your life if you sleeping during church, right? Same thing in life, right? Like we got to be aware, we got to be active, and I think a lot of times for kids, it's finding a mentor, finding someone to hold you accountable, makes it a little easier to do that. And so I want to just kind of end today with a reminder that mentorship is a cheat code. Find someone that's going to hold you accountable. Guess what? If you're on this call right now, yeah, If you're on this call right now, that means you have someone who wants to hold you accountable, right? I'm going to hold you accountable to your walking, right? I want to make sure that you're doing the things that you said that you want to do, that you said you want to accomplish. So that is me being a mentor. I appreciate you logging on tonight. Real quick, if you're on YouTube, go ahead and share this out with a young person that wasn't able to join our live tonight, that maybe wasn't able to hear this tonight. Go ahead and share this out with a couple people. Thank y'all very much. And I will talk to y'all soon. Listen, man, every week we're going to be right here 7 p.m. Just talking about different things. If you're on our Zoom, you can stay on. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer any questions for you. If you're on YouTube, always type your stuff in the chat. And I just want to make sure that this is accessible for as many young people as possible. And every week we'll get better and better. Every week we'll have better content. We'll have more that we're talking about. But today we're talking about the importance of mentorship for teens. So appreciate y'all joining me. I'll talk to y'all soon. This is Coach reminding you to focus, because finding ourselves creates unlimited success. Peace.